Hello friends, welcome to next tutorial in ChatGPT RPA series. In today's blog, we'll write code to rename and rearrange files and directories using Python OS and shutil modules. Link to this YouTube playlist and GitHub repository is below in this video description. So let's browse to our GitHub RPA repository. Inside the README file, if you're looking to search and replace over a large number of text files or data files, you will find link to other notebook here. In today's video, we are going to write code to rename and rearrange files and directories using Python OS and shutil modules. Here are the steps we are going to take and accomplish this task. In this notebook, first we are going to learn basics of operating system and shell utilities module to work with the file and directory management task. These modules are part of a standard library, so they do not need any specific pip installation. The operating system interface modules provide dozens of functions for interacting with the operating system, and same goes with shutility modules. These two modules, when combined together, provide very meaningful interface and functionalities to work with OS files and directories. In this notebook, we are going to perform following tasks. First, we'll define directory and the content we want to rearrange. Then we'll write snippets of code to move and rename files across folders. We are going to test it on CSV and other files later on. You'll also find original ChatGPT generated code, which works just fine. If you query ChatGPT to write code to rename and rearrange files in a certain directory, it's going to generate similar code. But we are going to write each line so that we can use this code to customize for our purpose. So let's spin a new notebook here. All right, let's start with importing OS module here. As you can see, OS module is already included in a standard library. Please take a minute to go through the OS module documentation. All right, so as you can see, the OS provides a lot of different meaningful functionalities and methods. Here we are just going to capture a few of them. So for example, get env, it tells you all the environment. Suppose in this case I'm working from the Windows machine, so it's supposed to get me the environment variable information. As you can see, it's erroring out because it's expecting to pass a environment variable what we are querying about. So for example, I have an environment variable set up as Julia project. So as you can see, if you pass that environment variable name, it will tell you exactly the path. So this is like, this method comes in very handy. Similarly, there are other methods like, get current working directory. Similar to working directory, we have get login, we have make directory, list directory, remove directories, remove directory. So for example, let's go try creating a new directory here. So mkdir, and it already knows your operating system interface, and as soon as you issue that command, it just created a test directory here. Now let's go remove that directory. So os.rmdir, let me run this, and as soon as you issue that command, see that the directory is gone. But you have to be very careful because it can do accidentally. If you remove a couple of your directory, it can do a lot of damage here. There is another method called stat, and it's again, it's a very useful method here. Stat gives you statistics, that means information about a particular file. So for example, in this case, I want to know when this particular file was created. It gives you, like, for example, it's showing you the time in nanoseconds, say created time, appended time, modified time. So, but if you want to read that, is you have to import the time module here, import time, and let me convert that to central time here. So once you run this, so it tells you when exactly that file was created. So this file was created on Tuesday, February 21st. So there are a lot of different functionalities included into operating system interface, operating system module here. Similarly, let's go try to read the content of this particular folder, say finance. As you can see, I have a bunch of CSV files here. Now you want to, for example, you want to move these CSV files around. You want to rename this or rearrange that. So you could have used the OS packages here, but there's another package called shutility. So shell utility is similar to OS. When combined with OS, it provides a lot of functionalities, especially when it comes to the working with files. So for example, so let me import that and let me see the documentation here. As you can see, its definition is, so definition of shutil module is a utility function for copying and archiving files and directory trees. So especially is very, very useful if you want to archive a set of directories, set of files, and if you want to move or copy them around. All right, so as you can see, there are a lot of different functions, but these are very high level functions you should be aware of, which you are going to make heavy use of. So for example, when you say ss dot, and it going to list out all the different methods and properties and all those things available inside this particular module. So here again, we are going to make use of move, archive, a lot of different things depending on your requirement, what you want to make use of. Here in this particular case, because we want to move a couple of CSV files to different location, we are going to use this particular method sh.move. As you can see the signature of that particular method, it tells you need a source directory and you need a target destination. And let's go write that code. So for example, in this case, inside my finance directory, I have 8 different CSV files which I want to move. So now let's go read that signature of that sh.move method one more time. Now let's start first. I'm going to import both of those modules, OS and sh utility, and then let's define a directory which contains the file. So this is the directory where my source files are included. That means sample data, finance directory, and as you can see, there are 8 different CSV files. Now let's go define the path to a directory, the target directory. The extension. First, the file extension. In your directory, you can have definier.txt file CSV. So in this case, we just want to manipulate .csv file here. Now let's go define the destination part. So new directory, suppose I want to create a subdirectory inside the original directory. So I'm going to say new files. Now this is going to be my destination directory here. Now let's go is very simply, I'm going to loop through each file in the original directory. So for file name in the directory, which was like sample data finance directory here, and I'm going to say if file name dot ends with, that means if the file is of type CSV, then what I want to do, let's first read because we want to retain the name of that original file. So we are going to take that original file name, we are going to split it by underscore character, and we are going to keep it say name and number. And once you see that in action, it will it will be very clear to you. All we are doing yet, we want to retain the original file name, and we are going to append it by number, say 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right, so now we are going to construct the new file name and the new directory structure. It's very simple. So new file name is going to be number, and then for example 1 underscore sample data.csv. So it's totally depend on you how you want to name it. In my case, I just have this particular requirement here, and I want to retain the original file extension here. Similarly, new subdirectory is going to be, I'm going to take the new directory and I'm going to append it by the name, okay, the file name. All right, so now it's very simple. All I'm going to do, first I'm going to create those, I'm going to use make directories function of that operating system module, and I'm going to create those new subdirectory if those doesn't exist already. And then at last, very simply use the move function of sh utility. So move function, as you can see, it takes the source parameter, target parameter, and then the new file name. And once I run this, depending on your file size and the number of the files. So for example, in this case, if I run this, I have 8 different files here, and those are very small size files. So it should be very, very quick. Now let me run this. So as you can see, it took like almost 0 seconds. Wow. Okay, now let's go query the new files and see if the files have been generated or not. All right, as you can see, it has created different folders. Let me use the Windows Explorer here. So let's go here. Say inside the sample directory, I need to go to parent folder here. See here, all the files have been generated inside their folders. So I've created those folders didn't exist before. I have created those folders as well. So depending on your requirement, that's how you move a number of files. If you want to move from one folder to another, rename them, rearrange that, you make use of these 2 different modules and different functions, and totally depending on the requirement. All right, if you have any issues, please feel free to open an issue log at my GitHub repository, and I'll be happy to answer it out. Thank you very much.